bookish.
Welcome to our very first Oseman-Along event. I don't know if we've actually ever established a title
on a name.
Whatever you want. You can use any name. Alice Oseman Readathon, Oseman-Along, Osemanverse Read-Along, anything. Whatever your heart desires. So today we aren't doing, oh, hello. Hi, Maury. I was just saying how excited I get when we have comments. Hello. Thanks for the comment.
Going. We love to see it.
We love it. We love you too. But yeah, this is not our Heartstopper discussion because we've been reading Heartstopper for the last 2 weeks. This is more of like a casual hangout. We're just vibing. We're going to roll with it. We don't have anything planned, except we do have coloring books. If you are here and you don't have a coloring book, that's okay. Grab whatever you want. Grab a book. Don't color in a book.
Grab some music. Eat a snack.
Get some doodle, anything.
Are you an artist? Draw something? Play an instrument, You're not late.
I have an instrument right here and I can't even play. I'll just sit here just like, oh wait, that's not it.
I also can't play.
Oh, there we go. We'll make up songs about Heartstopper.
Yeah.
We have anything planned. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Maury says, I have my sketchbook and paint markers. Maybe I'll draw something. But yes. I didn't know paint markers were a thing. That sounds very cool. Hi.
Hello.
And every time I see your new profile picture, I'm just simply in love.
Cute. It disoriented me for a second. And I said, oh, it's so cute. I like the butterfly filter on her cheeks.
No, I love it. Also, Katie, if I talk over you, I'm so sorry because you keep pausing. So I keep thinking you're not talking.
That's like my Wi-Fi is
pausing.
Yeah.
Okay, we support. I'm going to work on my webcomic. If you have any links you'd like to drop below and share any work, perhaps you should. We'll all click. Let's see. What else are we doing today? Study some English. Listening to you guys also counts as studying English, right? Yeah, I would love to be counted as studying.
I mean, I speak English, so.
Yeah, kind of, almost barely here. Sometimes it sounds like I barely speak English, but. Yeah. Anya just went to the library for the first time in about 18 months.
Yay, Anya! That's so exciting.
I hope you got out some wonderful books. I went to the library for maybe like the second time in a year, a couple days ago, and now I have like 10 books that I'm not going to read. I just got excited,
I'm gonna stare. You're like, I haven't been to the library in so long, so I grabbed everything.
Literally me. And then they just sit on my floor.
As you should.
Hi. I hope you are having a great day or night, whatever time zone you are in. I have a book. Oh, wait, I have to read a book for school, but I'm probably going to read another book anyways. That's what we love to see. We love it.
Don't read your assigned reading. Only read what you want.
We do not promote actual productivity here. We just promote distractions. Oh, perfect. I'm going to read volumes 2 through 4 of Heartstopper to catch up. We are doing the actual discussion of Heartstopper tomorrow, so if you haven't read it, you still have time.
This is your chance. If you're here and you're like, oh, I haven't read it yet, but I want to participate, finish them.
Yeah.
Read the rest.
And 2 through 4, just personally, I think those are the best volumes.
Yeah, I think, honestly, volume 1 is my least favorite volume. It's great, but the other ones are better.
Do you remember when I said that too, and then I got peer pressured into giving it 5 stars?
They can all be 5 stars.
There's different level of 5-star ratings. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and within the 5 stars, you can rank them in order of favorite to least favorite, right?
If you didn't see this happening on Twitter, basically I rated Heartstopper Volume 1 on Goodreads 4 stars and the rest 5, only because the other ones are my favorite compared to Heartstopper 1. But a certain someone convinced me that they could all be 5 stars, even if I have favorites.
They are all 5 stars.
And I think that is a truth that I had not yet accepted. Isn't before I go to the other comments, I think Heartstopper is now on a hiatus officially as of
So if
today, right?
Yeah, as of today, it's entirely updated to the end of volume 4, and it's on a hiatus for I think a month or 2. I don't know how long.
It's not that bad. That's not that long.
But it's gonna be painful. That's like my favorite part of my routine is to count Heartstopper.
I know. Disappointing. Everyone check out that Instagram handle. It's in the comments. Actually, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna follow right now. Actually, I probably already follow. I feel like I follow multiple accounts.
Is it Halloween comic? Probably. Oh my gosh, your art style is stunning.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know if anyone will be able to see my phone if I just put it up here, but oh my gosh, this is I look like an old lady not knowing how technology works. Just take my word for it that it's very nice looking.
Follow. Yeah, look at this art style. Oh wait.
Look at both of us holding up our phone as if anyone can see anything.
Look at that art style.
Oh, you did better than me.
Stunning. Big fan.
Okay.
I love when people I get a thing where it's like, oh, you should follow this person. I look, it's like follow back. I'm like, oops.
Oh my gosh, same.
I don't know.
Totally unrelated, but every week I get a notification on my personal Instagram, like the one, my friends and family follow that says the petite punk is on Instagram. You might know her. And
you're like, I do know her.
I'm like, I do know. But see, that's how so many people from high school found my account. I just know it. Because there's just a random
Is that how Miley felt in Hannah Montana? Like where she was like, you might know.
I've literally said that before. I'm like, I'm the Hannah Montana of the book world. And you know what? When people in real life follow me, unless we were close in high school, I'll just ignore them. I'll just be like, you're here just for the content, not for me.
Yeah.
Anya says, I've been using the digital library lately. But that was the first time in ages that she went to the actual library. Yeah, same. Thank goodness for
a whole shelf of real books feels so good.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, just a whole shelf of book titles you don't even know. So beautiful. This is a mood. This is like me. I never finish anything. I read volume 1 2 weeks ago.
I binged the entire series, I think Thursday morning. I just read them all in one sitting. I was like, I have to do this.
They're really quick comics.
Yeah, I think I finished in an hour and a half.
Yeah, they're not bad at all.
Also, since I've read them, I think that was my 8th time reading them. I skimmed
really?
sections. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, really?
Because every time I'm sad, I'm like, okay, time to grab my Heartstoppers,
That's actually a good idea. I rarely reread, so this was technically my 2nd time rereading. Mm-hmm. When did you read it first? Start reading Heartstopper?
Oh my gosh. It wasn't that long ago. It was last summer.
Okay, same. When I was doing my reviews, just Goodreads reviews, I looked at it. It was literally exactly a year, the day and everything. And I was like, oh, perfect.
Yeah, it was in the later summer though. So end of July, early August.
Mm-hmm.
So because it was after I read Loveless. Because that was my first Oseman book. Oseman experience.
I'm so excited to read that one again.
And then I read the entire webcomic in one sitting on a morning when I should have been doing anything else. And then I was set up at the end of volume 3 update. I don't know when it was the updates I joined in on, but I think all of volume 4 I was doing regular updates for, which was exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hold on, I had a comment that I wanted to put up here. This is about Alice taking a break. Oh, here it is.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I'm glad Alice is taking a break. They deserve it after all the book stress. Yeah.
Man, they're doing the most.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited for the show. That it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like it's a real thing. I know it's a real thing.
When I was reading Heartstopper this week, I was looking at it and I was like, oh my gosh, I can see this on a screen. I could picture some of the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Screen. It's gonna be good.
I know. Okay, I guess we can. Oh, are you? Oh, dear, you're. Oh no, you're not frozen anymore. Okay. I guess we could talk about whatever since we're just vibing. But literally, as I was rereading Heartstopper, I was like, I could picture this on a screen, but I literally can't imagine this as a show because, like, when do we ever get that kind of queer media? Like, ever?
Right.
Ever.
I was like watching Love, Victor season 2 this morning.
That came out, didn't it?
It came out yesterday, yeah. So I watched like all of it, and I was just like thinking about how much Heartstopper is going to like just surpass that in terms of like queer media, because Love, Victor only has like 2 queer characters.
Oh my gosh, yes, no. Okay, again, I guess we could do anything on this show. We didn't have anything planned, but like this is what I always bring up. Like when it comes to queer shows, it's always just like one couple. They're usually 2 teenage boys. It's always super angsty. They don't get together until the very end. There's all this like secretive drama, and like Heartstopper has its drama, but
it's never like internal conflict. It's like external drama.
They're here and they're queer.
And like, all the friends are gay. Like, there's not a single like non-queer friend in that friend group.
I hope they actually keep that.
Maybe Tao is like their token straight.
Token straight, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I seriously think that Heartstopper is gonna change queer media. Because I was in Barnes & Noble and like I heard like a whole group of these middle school girls just talking about Heartstopper. And I didn't want to be like the weird, creepy 20-year-old who wanders over to the kids like, ooh, I like that too. But I was like excited to hear people outside of Twitter, you know, talking about this stuff. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be great. I will not shut up when the show comes out. Just unfollow me now. This is all I'm going to talk about.
All I'm going to talk about.
I got attacked, Elise, in every single live. I'm so bad at technology. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's true. Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't mean to pin that.
How dare.
Okay, I agree with this one. Anya said her first Alice Oseman book was Radio Silence. Same here. Love that one. She DNF'd Solitaire.
That's a solid decision.
That's a decision. Our next book is...
Did you get the updated version of Solitaire?
Yes. I didn't know I was, but yes, I did.
Okay, I'm excited for us to have our discussion where we talk about Solitaire in terms of like the comparison.
Me too.
I'm interested to see if I'll like it more.
Same.
Because the only thing I liked about Solitaire was Michael Holden the first time I read it. I was like, why is he perfect in this book?
See, I don't remember anything from that book because I just remember hating it so much that like I was doing the thing where like, you know, when you want to just finish a book just so it's over, like you're not actually reading it, you're just moving your eyes. That was pretty much what I was doing.
Yeah.
But to be clear, I love all of Alice's other works.
Same. I even love Solitaire. Like, even though it's not my favorite, I do have a love for it.
I think I should. I hope I like it a bit more with the newer, updated version. Token straight. Me and book Twitter.
I mean, not me. But still.
How many characters of color are in Heartstopper?
Wow. Elle. Tara. Not Darcy. Tara. There's more.
There's a lot of side characters. It's not the main characters. 2
of his rugby friends are people of color. It's very like casually diverse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's all of her books are. Or it's not like the center, but like there's a lot of people of different races and ethnicities throughout all of her works.
Okay, this comment is like funny to me. Not the actual comment. I mean just the concept, because I feel like sometimes the like criticisms I hear in LGBT like shows and books are like, oh, there's too much representation. Like that's not realistic. Have you heard that before?
I have not, because
I see that all the time in reviews. Like there's too many queer characters. Like that's not realistic. Statistically, that's not how it works. Like no.
I don't have a single.
They gravitate.
I don't have a single real life straight friend right now. Like in person.
Oh my god.
All of my friends are queer. in some
way. We love that. Okay, this is very valid. I love Heartstopper so much that I'm scared I won't love the show as much.
Yeah. I don't know. The thing is, like, with Heartstopper, I feel like since Alice is so on board, it's gonna be incredible.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's usually a good sign when the author is involved. Like the Percy Jackson show, I feel like that's gonna be pretty good.
I'm worried about that one, but like just because, not because of the actual content of it. I just don't trust that franchise getting adapted.
Yeah, I could see that. I think the one thing that's giving me hope is the fact that Rick Riordan hated the movie so much and so openly, like, hated them that it kind of, set a bar.
Yeah. I'm like the most unpopular opinion, but I don't think every book needs to be adapted ever.
No,
like,
I think that.
Yeah, like, go for it, adapt things. But I'm also like, when people are like, this needs to be adapted, I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's fine. It's fine where it's at.
Yeah. I mean, on other unpopular opinion, I definitely feel like there's some books that they actually work a lot better on screen.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think The Perks of Being a Wallflower works way better on screen.
Oh my gosh. Yes, so much. I haven't read that since I was like 12 or 13, but the book itself, I remember it dragging on so much. But I was like 12. But
you
read
Wallflower at 12? Hold on, that just clicked.
Yeah, no, I like process none of it. Like, okay, we're so off topic, but you know how I'm being vague in case anyone wants to read it and doesn't want spoilers. But you know how like a lot of stuff happens to the main character, a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah.
When I read it, I guess I was just young enough that I didn't understand any of that happened, and like I looked up a summary and I was like, "What happened to him?"
Yeah, I read it, I think, like 18 or so, and it was like the right age. Because they do a lot of like parties and stuff too, where I was like, I'm glad I didn't read this at a younger age. Read it now. I think you'll have a better appreciation.
I've been wanting to. I'm doing that book club I have with the books. I've been waiting for that book to be chosen, and it hasn't. I might like rig the system and make it.
I mean, you are in charge of the book club, so rig
that is so true. I can rig whatever systems I want. Okay, it's about the main character of Radio Silence being a person of color. I remember that's specifically why I read it, because the main character is bisexual and biracial, and I was like, interesting.
And then Jimmy and Angel and I Was Born for This are both people of color.
I haven't read that one.
Okay, yes, I'm saying it. They're both people of color. Yes. Yeah.
I'm so bad with little details in books. I just like glance over them. And I don't remember this. Charlie's a person of
Charlie is not a person of color. This is a comment. So this is something that's been like addressed a lot of times.
Is it?
And it's like he has heritage from Spain, but he is white.
Yeah,
that's like a very common thing. But I saw someone being mad about Charlie's casting because like Charlie's a person of color, and Alice is like, he's never been a person of color.
Oh, Alice actually addressed this?
Alice actually addressed it.
Alice Oseman is like my favorite author, but I'm not up to date in like any of the fan discourse.
I don't follow anyone on Tumblr except for Alice Oseman. So
actually.
So yeah, so like anytime someone asks her something and she answers it, I just see it. I'm like, oh, cool.
Okay, see, I'm pointing as if you can see where I'm pointing.
Here.
This is exactly what I was talking about. Like, people will say it's unrealistic when your story is too diverse. Like, no. No, it's unrealistic that your entire cast is all white or all straight. Be quiet. Shh.
I don't have any straight friends.
This is a point. I'm worried about the Percy Jackson adaptation because Rick isn't my favorite person. I've definitely heard things about him.
I I don't have a strong opinion on him as a human being, but I definitely, I don't know. I can vibe with that.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely don't have opinions on human beings very often.
Yeah. The only time I have strong opinions is when they do something quite noticeable. Like, there's been quite a few authors that.
Yeah, mine is if they're being actively harmful to people who, like, in the current time. And they're not trying to fix it either. Like, that's when I'm like, okay, I don't like you as a person.
Yeah. Anya likes to come here and just call me out. I've been doing that book club, whatever. Elise has been doing so many book clubs lately. Shh, don't ask how many Twitters I'm currently running.
Yeah. Oh, I like this comment about Alid. Oh, wait, hold on.
Wait, are you allowed to comment? Are you allowed to pin them, or is it just me?
Yeah. Go back.
Which one am I pinning?
The one about Alid from Miles at 548. That's a good comment.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm sad Alid's not there, but I feel like my issue, well, I don't have a lot of issues with Heartstopper, but I always wish there was more people to explore, So I'm excited that there's 2 new characters.
Yeah. Agreed.
Because they're going to be fun.
Yeah. Do we know if this is coming out on a certain date yet? Do we
No, this is still filming, and so, like, the timeline of things is all really wonky. But I feel like I saw something that Alice said. I literally check Tumblr like once every 3 days, and then I just like scroll, and that's all I see. So I feel like it's like, oh, she knows so much. No, I'm just lazy. So essentially, I feel like they said that Netflix, that they're trying to get it out at the beginning of 2022.
Oh.
That's the earliest we'll see.
Not far away.
Yeah, like the beginning of next year is what they're trying to get, but they're not sure. It's all up to Netflix.
I like that. I'm liking that.
Like, it'll probably be like the Shadow and Bone thing where we don't know when it's coming until like a couple months before. So,
Katie, I just want to tell you right now, I feel like if I'm going to admit it, might as well admit it live on YouTube. I've been I hated the first Shadow and Bone book. Don't attack me. But literally every time you post about Shadow and Bone on Twitter or YouTube, it makes me want to pick it up again.
Do it!
I'm so tempted to. It put me in a huge reading slump, the first book, but maybe I'll try again.
But also, if you don't like it, don't feel pressured to. Everyone has their own
series. So now I feel like I should read it. Because it's just my shelf looking at me.
Okay, it's there. But also, it's just a book. If you don't like it, it's not going to hurt me.
It's very true. We read Perks of Being a Wallflower in 9th grade, so that was interesting. The class discussion.
I don't know. Read it as a freshman because Charlie's a freshman.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you're in the American school system, if you are, what do you mean by 9th grade? I feel like that's such a interesting age because, like imagine like freshman boys or whatever, like so immature, but also, yeah, I feel like that'd be interesting. I keep losing the comments. Oh. Logistically, minorities gravitate towards each other for comfort. Yeah, I'm a psych major and a sociology major. That's like literally a thing. And oh, here's the comment.
Sociology, that's so cool.
I know. I hate book Twitter for this. I'm almost done with my degree. I have like maybe 2 semesters left. I've literally been considering changing my entire career path because of book Twitter. I've been thinking like, library science sounds interesting, or publishing. This has been my psychology and sociology has been my dream since probably like sophomore year of high school, and now I joined this stupid book thing, and I'm like,
your mind.
Okay, here's the controversy. Rick Riordan reacts to valid criticisms of his people of color representation as, oh yeah, just bully me, will you? I didn't know that. I don't really follow authors. I only see the drama when other people put it on my timeline. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I only find out about things through other people.
Yeah, same. I rarely see it happen.
I'm not even really on book Twitter. I'm like book Twitter adjacent, where like I see it happening, and then sometimes I participate, and a lot of times I don't.
I never see it happen. The only time, oh my gosh, I brought this up in another live show. I just like kind of feel bad. The only time I actually got involved in book Twitter drama, you remember that one author? What's her name? Lauren Hugh Ho who?
Was that the one with all of the 4-star review? Was it that one? Okay.
I feel partially responsible for that. Because I saw her tweet on my, oh my gosh, this is not the first time I mentioned this here. I saw her tweet on my timeline when it had like 5 likes or something. And I was like, what did I just read? And then I went back to it and I was just going to quote tweet, like, what is going on? But then I was like, I got scared because I've been on book Twitter long enough that there's been scandals of like authors stalking reviewers and stuff. So I was like, what if this lady like attacks me? So I took a screenshot, not to expose her, but so she wouldn't like find me, you know? And then I leave Twitter and it gets thousands, like over 1,000 likes. And I was like, and then
you started that.
Shut up, don't say that. And then I was like, I was mortified. I was so embarrassed. And I saw like much bigger booktubers addressing it, right? So they got more attention and they are the ones that, you know, were starting to, but I looked and it was literally my screenshot they were using because I could see it was the exact same like time, like in the corner from my phone. And I was like, oh, and then I was so mortified again because I went on Goodreads and I was just like, I wonder what the reviews are like. My tweets were linked in some of the Goodreads reviews.
Queen, you're famous. How does fame feel?
No, I don't want to be famous for crushing an author's career. Don't say that.
You're a girl boss. You gaslit, you gate kept, and you girl bossed. I'm proud of you.
I was so anxious the whole day. I'm like, is this lady gonna like come for me? I'm so scared the whole day. But she has me blocked. I blocked her before she blocked me.
Good. You get ahead of her.
Are Alice's books considered own voices?
Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. They're just heavily researched.
Yeah.
I feel like Loveless is really her only one that's truly own voices. But
because Alice identifies as Ace, right? Oh, you're frozen. I don't know. Okay.
Arrow Ace, I think. Yeah, I think both.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this, because you know how there's a lot of discourse about like.
I don't think own voices should be the default. I think it should be it should be an exciting thing, but it shouldn't be like I will only read own voices.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good thing, but I don't think it's the only thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. You just need to be able to draw the line between, you know, conscientious representation and harmful stereotypical representation.
Well, and I've also seen people who will read an own voices book and then get mad at said book for not reflecting their experience with this.
Yeah.
I saw that on a Loveless review, was like really mad that they didn't relate to it. And I was like, this is based on Alice's own story, you know?
Mm-hmm. I remember.
How can you expect everyone to relate? Like,
I know.
You're not going to relate to every book. I don't relate to every book. Doesn't mean I don't like it.
Yeah, I know. This is no spoilers. I know we haven't actually read Loveless yet for our book club, but I just remember getting a little upset with some Loveless reviews because there's always, you know, the one-star review that gets 1 million likes because it's.
And then everyone's like, "Oh, it's a bad book," and I'm like, "It's a great book." It was angry.
It was trashing the pansexual character. I don't know if you read any of those reviews.
I read. I think I read that one.
Yeah, and they're like, you know, this is stereotypical. This is not how all pan people act. Okay, well, it's one pan character, not the entire pansexual community.
It's not even like a pan main character. It's a pan side character. Who has her own set of like personality traits, you know?
Yeah. I can understand like feeling a little offended, like reading a character that shares your identity and feeling like that might be reflecting you. But that's just like perpetuating this idea that like queer communities are all the same.
I think that own voices for queer representation needs to be retired, because then it's like, oh, you can't read it if it's not, then it's like, oh, you can't write it if it's not your identity.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like for things like if it's race-owned voices or disability-owned voices, then I think we should keep it. But for LGBT-owned voices, like, because then it forces people out because it's not obvious,
Yeah, exactly. I know there's been me. I'm not involved in book Twitter drama, and here I am just pulling out all the specific instances. But there's definitely been a lot of, not a lot, a couple instances I've seen on Twitter with authors that were straight but wrote queer characters, and then they're like, well, I'm not straight and I didn't want to come out, but thanks guys, now I have to defend myself.
Well, Becky Albertalli, she was like,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, she was like the biggest one.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm definitely guilty of that, because like not early book Twitter, like a couple years ago, it was a big thing, like, why are you reading books that aren't own voices? And I'd be like, yeah, so true, like, let's support
support own voices authors, but it's not the default.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see how those perspectives change.
And I also think it's interesting too when someone who isn't own voices writes something of a group, and like it just shows that they get to educate themselves and learn a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's helpful too. Although sometimes it backfires, but sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. Anya, sorry, I have not been checking the comics. But Anya was here in a different live show. Thanks for being a fan. And she just said a really good point about like people who are writing identities that are not their identity. That's all good. You just have to be able to accept the consequences if you've somehow misrepresented.
Yeah, and I don't think like a white person should be writing about like the hardships of being this group, But I do, like, I think that it's like Alice Oseman writing Frances and Radio Silence. Like that's that's fine. She's not talking about how hard it is.
Yeah, this is exactly what she said.
Yeah.
Don't play with fire.
That is true. But
stop! Don't bring it up.
I'm gonna remember that forever.
Katie, you need to understand, I never ever get involved in that stuff. Like, even when like stuff is going around, I'll like retweet things, but I rarely ever say stuff because I just, like, whatever. But
I don't usually get involved either, as you've seen.
I know.
Sometimes I talk about it with other people, like individually, but it's never like, I'm not very public about it.
I'll like talk to my friends and stuff, or like in Twitter DMs. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous, but not like on the timeline where 1,000 people can like it.
I'm invested on this YouTube live stream. I think some book drama is ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I was just talking to someone about this, and I was saying like I was getting frustrated with BookTube because what I really like to do is just review individual books, like literally just talk about books, like writing style and structure and character development. No one on BookTube wants to see that. Absolutely no one. And I was talking about how like the book community on social media is mostly just fueled by drama and consumerism and all that. Like, who would have thought reading books could be so controversial and dramatic? Like, sometimes I step back and like actually laugh.
It's so funny because I'm like, we are also put with our nose in a book that we forget how it's not that big of a deal.
It's just
not that hard. Go touch some grass. Go touch some grass. Take a deep breath. It's okay.
Like, I know growing up, being a book nerd was like a bad thing, but it was just because it was like nerdy. Like y'all are taking this to a whole new level sometimes.
It's always my favorite is when people are like, "Oh, booktubers are so cool." I'm like, no, none of us are cool. We read for fun. We're all nerds.
Except you can't read.
Oh, I can't read. You're correct. Says it right there.
Well, how would you know that you can't read? Maybe you are cool by default now because you can't read.
Oh my gosh, I'm so cool. I can't read.
And all of us losers are reading, you know?
I play football and I got
yes.
Just kidding. I have never played a sport correctly in my entire life.
You know, it's hilarious. I look like I play sports? I've never done sport in my life. I work at a golf course.
Legendary.
I got laughed at the other day because I was trying to hand people like the golf clubs and they're throwing golf words at me, and I was just like, I can't help you.
You're like,
you literally said, why are you employed here?
You're like, what do you know about a 5-iron? And you're like,
exactly. They're like 5-iron pitching wedge, this, that. I'm like, huh? There's different ones.
You're like, they're all different.
You just hit just.
I can put mini golf.
There's a mini golf course there too. I can give you all the mini golf stuff.
On my way. Let me go get in a car. Just kidding.
I'll sneak it in. Oh my gosh, this is another conversation I was having with Anya. She said, sometimes I wonder if my videos are flopping because I read so many underrated books. Yeah, we like popular, well-known books.
And I feel like it's hard when, I don't do a lot of reviews because I'm not smart enough for it. Don't have any comprehension. But I think it's hard when people are like when you say you do like full reviews, because a lot of the times it's like people haven't read this yet. So it's like when it's a new release, and then it's like, oh, it's flopping. You're like, is it flopping because it's new? Or is it like, it's all really interesting. I refuse to let YouTube Studio tell me what I'm doing.
Yeah. Some days I think life would be better if I just deleted YouTube Studio.
Hate YouTube Studio.
Oh, me too. YouTube Studio hates all of us, so it's mutual.
I've even seen like big booktubers like recently be like, YouTube Studio is being mean. And I'm like, okay, it's universal. It doesn't just apply when you have.
No one likes YouTube Studio. YouTube Studio is unkind to everyone. All right, I think it's important to hold authors accountable when they misrepresent or do harm, but there's almost always room for improvement.
I think there's no such thing as an unproblematic anything, at all. Even when it's own voices, even when it's Heartstopper, I don't think there's such thing as unproblematic. Because it is not unproblematic. So I feel like if it's truly something bad, we should call it out and address it. But if it's not the end of the world.
I think there's definitely a very graceful way you can deal with criticism. Just as a totally random example, I was participating in the Asian Readathon with Cindy from Cindy Can't. Oh my God, not your Katie Can't Read. Read with Cindy, if anyone is familiar with that. And I remember this year she got some backlash for some people because she included authors from Palestine and Israel, and Palestine was in a weird italics, it wasn't it was set off differently from everyone else, and people are like, hey, this is kind of offensive and particularly insensitive given the fact that people are really getting heated over this right at this moment. And she very gracefully just dealt with it and took things off. She didn't say well, I didn't know, it's not my fault,
just take your L and change it. I do think too there is a respectful way to approach it, if you're the person calling it out. Because I've seen people call things out and be so mean immediately and then get more mad when the author matches them or the person who they're calling out matches them. I'm like, yo, you gotta match the energy. If you want them to be respectful, you gotta start respectful.
Yeah, agreed.
I saw when all that stuff was going down with the Casey McQuiston books, someone responded to Casey McQuiston saying, so where can I return your books, or should I just...
Oh, no.
And I'm like, they're a real person. Even if you feel that way, they're a human being, and that hurts.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
I was like, there's a way to deal with this, and that's not the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so difficult. I mean, like, I'm not justifying any actions here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you've offended someone in some way, you have to deal with it. But like, particularly with books and stuff, people are going to get sensitive because that's probably some very personal work that they've spent like a year or so.
And if it's a book that you've spent like years on and put in the world, like, of course it's going to hurt when someone gets mad at you for it. But you just got to be like, okay, you know, sorry.
I know. Well, we are having a wonderful conversation right now. I'm going to be honest. I could only stay on here for an hour because I have to go. I mean, Katie, wait, no, you can't stay on here. It's on my channel. I'd be kicking.
I mean, you can leave, just vibe, but I can't like pin comments or anything.
You could just vibe on my channel without me.
I mean, if you leave the studio, like, I will still be here because, fun fact, I know because I did it, I was hosting the Six of Crows live show during the read-along in the early year, and instead of ending the live, I clicked leave studio and left all 4 other hosts hanging while I had to log back in to end it. It was very funny, and I was bullied for it.
That's so funny. Anyways, it's not been an hour. I'm not kicking you off yet, but
we can still talk.
If anyone wants to change gears, we have. Hold on, I need to put on my thinking cap. We have artwork we can be coloring. Yes, look at us. Can I take a picture for our?
Yeah, for our thing. I want to see if I can get the cover out. Hold on.
Oh, I can take a screenshot. Wait, hold on. Let me figure out how to take a screenshot. Okay, are we ready? No, it's falling. Okay, I think I got it.
Cool.
Don't mind us, guys. Pay no mind. Pay no. I don't know if that's. But yeah, in our last like 18 minutes, do we want to color? I have a Heartstopper
and chat. We can keep.
Yeah. Okay.
The chat is going, but we can pull.
Okay, we're gonna multitask. Also, y'all are just hanging out in my bed, so if my camera keeps moving, that's why. Look, I got multiple utensils here.
You got loads. I have one of these like 64 packs of colored pencils.
No need to brag.
I'm that kid. It has a sharpener. Just kidding. I think this was like $2 somewhere. I'm a bargain hunter.
That was my dream as a kid, to get the colored pencils with the sharpeners. Do they even work?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I was telling Katie this before the live show. If any of you have the Heartstopper Colouring Book, I don't even want to color it. I'm going to ruin all the beautiful artwork. Like, Alice put all this work into it, and I'm going to sit here and, like, color outside.
Just the panels from the comic, and she just took the colors out. Okay, everyone vote. What color should Charlie's shirt be? I have 64 colors.
Oh my gosh.
Put it in the chat because I can't decide.
I was the first vote. I think that means I should get more.
Oh, you're right. I think he would wear pink.
You know, I've tweeted this so many times, but the greatest part of getting out of my I'm not like other girls phase is loving the color pink. I make everything pink. If I have a Twitter account, it's
lost. Sorry. Continue talking about the color pink.
Lavender's pretty good.
Lavender's a good color. Is this looks lavender. We're gonna color Charlie. Charlie would wear purple.
Good for Charlie. Unfortunately, I'm not cool like Katie. I only have 12 basic colors in generic pencil or generic colored pencil brand.
I do wish I had crayons though. I low-key hate colored pencils.
Yeah.
I'd rather use markers or crayons.
I haven't used a marker in so long, like those Crayola markers.
I mean, I wouldn't use a marker in this book because it's thin pages, but crayons, man.
I wish I started coloring. Okay, I always mix up the names.
Question. Go to the newest comment.
Yes!
Yes. I love people when they make a book, especially when it's something that they're like, oh, I'm nervous about it, because number one, it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, it's very fun. If you go into it and you're like, this is just going to be fun, I'm not going to get famous from this, I'm not going to be big sponsored. Like, if you just go into vibe, it's very fun.
Yes. Miles, by any chance, are you in the Discord? Just respond to the chat. I know you can't actually talk to me. Also, Katie, while I was waiting.
I'm choosing sides on you. Oh, I see how it is.
Agreed. I love BookTube.
BookTube is fun, but also it can get stressful if you make it stressful. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I make it very stressful. A lot of times I don't have fun. Okay, Miles, while we're on, before I forget, since you're on the Discord, I'm going to add a channel right now that's just like, let's talk, like just random stuff. Doesn't have to be about the readathon. So if you post a video and if you want to put it in there.
Yeah, a little promote yourself chat, a little promote yourself tab.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah. I think that BookTube is very fun, but it can also get kind of lonely if you don't go make friends. So I think if you're going to make a BookTube channel, you also need to be on Twitter or Bookstagram or both.
Agreed. Agreed.
And it's only because YouTube doesn't have a messaging function. Mm-hmm. Like, if YouTube had a message function, I think it would be different. But since it doesn't, you have to be able to be social on Twitter or Instagram.
Agreed. I totally agree. 100%. Because as much as I like making videos, well, sometimes I like making videos more than other times. Mm-hmm. Like, the fun I get out of it comes from talking to people on like Twitter. And,
you know? Yeah. And it's a thing of like, most of your viewership will actually come from people that you meet on Twitter and your subscribers. Like, I think honestly, 90% of my subscribers come from people I've interacted with on Twitter.
Yeah, agreed.
But as long as you are loving what you're talking about and not forcing yourself to do videos you don't want to do, BookTube is worth it.
And don't get into the habit of just comparing yourself to others. It's like inevitable, but try to be.
It's really very hard, but it's miserable if you spend the entire time comparing your videos to others, because everyone's on their own journey. Yeah. And everyone does their own thing, and sometimes people, and sometimes it's things you can't control, like the algorithm or the way that people perceive thumbnails.
Mm-hmm. I made a whole video on this if anyone's interested.
Plug yourself.
But it's my own channel. I can plug whatever I want. Yes, if anyone's interested, I made a video. It's called "Do I Even Like BookTube?" And basically,
I loved your video on that, by the way.
Did you actually watch it?
I did watch it. I loved it.
I haven't responded to comments in like 6 months because of who knows why. I read every single one. I just didn't respond, and now it just lives in my head. But anyways,
if someone comments on a video of mine that's more than like 2 weeks old, or more than like 2 videos old, it will not get responded to. It will get seen, but it won't get responded.
I don't know why. It would take like 3 seconds to just respond. But like, my brain says, what if you didn't?
Unless it's like a question, like the Grecians, or like ways to read that, and then ways to read the Oseman-verse books. Mm-hmm. So if someone asks a question on those about like ways to do it, then I'll answer. But like, I usually don't.
Yeah. Anyways, what I was thinking about that is, shh, be quiet. I read them all. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Okay, you don't have to respond if you don't want to.
No, I do want to. My brain says, well, we didn't. But yeah, what I was saying was, like, sometimes it's just a lot of things you can't control. And it's frustrating, but also, like, we're here to read books. The reality is not all of us are going to be making careers out of this, so.
Honestly, the people who, like, go viral or whatever or get big from this are 1 in a million. Mm-hmm. And they usually have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, all those, like, really big booktubers, have been around for a long time. Or if they're newer and they kind of blow up out of nowhere, it's because they had a large platform before. On either Twitter or Instagram. Like if a big bookstagrammer tries BookTube, they will get as many followers as they have on YouTube immediately.
Totally agree.
And it's the same thing with growth. If you want to grow fast, you got to be social on social media.
Yeah. Actually, I totally noticed that because like I started BookTube during quarantine. So that's when a lot of people started BookTube. But like I remember like growing kind of quickly. I mean, like not rapidly, like some people have, but just like enough that like I was getting subscribers every day. And then I just got busy and I stopped watching BookTube just because like I didn't have time. I'd still make videos, but then I noticed like I wasn't connecting with people. So like that affected me too. I mean, like don't watch videos just so you can personally gain. But
I mean, yeah, it's all a personal gain. Although the other part of BookTube that I think is something that people don't consider is a lot of it is luck. So like if you make a video and it blows up, sometimes you get a lot of subscribers from that, you know? And that's never in your control. That's just luck.
Yeah. Like
and usually the video you love the most does not go well.
Yeah, always.
It's always the video that you don't love that much and it just happens to be the unpopular opinions book tag. And everyone likes to see you talk trash. And
you want to know how to subscribe?
You know how everyone does their best books of the year and then their worst books of the year? My best books of the year got about 300 views total at this current moment. And my worst books of the year got about 1.3 thousand views.
Oh my gosh.
So if you want to be successful, just talk mad trash in every video.
Yeah. Which is so true. And that's what like I hate because if a book is bad, I'm not going to finish it.
Oh, yeah. No, I have started doing that because like last year I would stick it out. And now I'm like, I don't have time for this. So if I don't like the book, I am DNFing it at this point.
Yeah.
If it's below about a 3-star for me, then I'm going to DNF it.
Agreed.
Sometimes it's below a 4-star. I'm like, I don't have time for this.
So in conclusion, BookTube is very frustrating, but if you just ignore all of the pressures and comparison, you can have fun, hopefully.
Well, if you live in your bubble and you just, if you love what you're talking about, then it doesn't matter. Like truly and deeply, if you like what you're talking about and you don't care about like success, then you're going to be fine. It's the extent of it. Like you're probably not going to get author interviews, but...
Me, Elise's video, me, Elise, response 5 weeks later. Yeah. I'm really oh my gosh, I was gonna tweet this out. Sometimes I'm really, really tempted. Like I was gonna say it as a joke, but then I was serious to just have like a live show. You know how people do like reading sprints?
Yeah.
Imagine reading sprints, but it's you have to respond to your comments and Twitter replies sprints.
Oh my gosh, I would show up for that.
Can you imagine? Sometimes one day I'll actually do it, and I'll be like, "All right, folks, open up your comment."
If you pin a comment of someone and that's the person you go through and answer all their comments,
there you go.
And you do the share screen feature, so it's like.
Also, like that. I've been doing a lot of multitasking, so I'll watch people's videos and like, you know, when I started BookTube last year, it was during the pandemic, so I just had so much time because school was all weird and we were literally trapped in our houses. So I would watch BookTube videos. I would leave a novel length of comments like on every video. I'd be like, here it is. But now I'll still watch videos, but like I'll be multitasking and
I'm like behind on videos right now.
Yeah, and like I'll watch and I'll have them in a playlist. So then like the next one will come up and then I don't leave a comment just because I'm just watching them while doing something else. And then like all of a sudden I'm thinking like these people aren't going to know I'm watching their videos because I didn't comment, you know?
I know. It's like if it's someone who I'm like friends with and I'm like, oh, they'll like that I'm around, you know, then I'll leave a comment even if I have nothing to say. But if it's someone that I'm not super close with, I'll be like, oh, I was here, you know? what's so funny too is it's funny, like when I started BookTube, I had so much free time. I was uploading 2 times every week, and now I'm like, oops, didn't upload a second time. School's a lot.
Yeah.
And I just like, there's my other advice. If you're gonna start a BookTube channel and you want to see fast growth, be consistent. Or at least try to be like at least 1 video a week. You know? Yeah. It doesn't have to be the same day, but just like try to be consistent. Because when people put out channels and they're like, oh, they haven't uploaded in 3 weeks, people will subscribe. But if they're like, oh, they've uploaded really recently, they will subscribe.
Yeah.
I know, because that's what I do.
I usually do once a week. For a while, I was doing twice a week, and I was literally doing so much worse on BookTube, and I was like, what on earth? But I've tried. I'm doing twice a week now, not for the views, but only because it's Pride Month, and I just want all the Pride content, do you feel?
Yeah, I try to do twice a week, and it's only because, like, it has nothing to do with, like, oh, I want views. It's entirely exclusively because I have any ideas, and if I only do once a week, then I'm like, well, I have 4 videos a month. Like, I would rather have more than that. Me. I like to post somewhere between 7 and 9 videos a month.
Wow.
Give or take. Give or take. It's also because I am very bored when I am not doing anything.
So. You know, like, I know BookTube is a hobby. I was talking to my mom about this, but I just really wish I could count it for something, like on a resume. I'm sure I could figure out a way to word it if I really wanted to.
Like video editing, you could probably count it as a special skill.
Yeah. Because, like, I always get embarrassed admitting out loud to real life people that I do BookTube, because it just sounds.
When you say I have a YouTube channel, that's like telling people you're like, oh, I'm mentally ill.
Yeah. Like, when they go, oh, you have a YouTube channel, what do you post? I make videos about books. Like, humiliating. Absolutely humiliating.
Every time. No one knows. The only people that know are people that are subscribed.
Oh my gosh, my whole golf course employees, people know. My boss is subscribed to me.
We love it. We love support.
I don't know if I love support.
My thing was when I told my parents, I was like, you can watch my videos, you just can't talk to me about it. I was like, that's my parents watch mine. But now every time I call my dad, he's like, I watched your newest video. And I'm like, oh, thank you for telling me. But
oh my gosh. Do you ever just, like, not for every subscriber, but just once in a while, really randomly get a notification from YouTube that someone subscribed to you?
Yeah, and it's not even all of them. I'm like, I would like to see all of them.
One random person, right? So I got one random notification, and it was like this, like, my best friend from when I was, 5 years old that I haven't talked to in years. And I was mortified. I was like, oh, we haven't talked since grade school, and now you're gonna see where I'm at.
That's kind of cute.
Anya, it's already on my schedule. Don't worry. I know what day it's going to be on. I literally wrote
your bag. Don't let me forget to do it this Pride.
Yes. If anyone is interested, Anya has created oh my gosh, sometimes I really struggle with words. She has created an original book tag. So that video is on her channel, and I think you should check it out because it's
legend.
Okay, but see, this is different. It took me so long to tell my coworkers at the bookstore that I have a channel. Oh. Okay, bookstore. I work at a golf course.
That's complete. If I worked at a bookstore, I would tell. When I applied for a Barnes and Noble job when I moved here, and then I'll apply for another one when I move again in a week. But it's like that thing of, like, in the cover letter, I was like, hi, I have a YouTube channel where I talk about books. Please hire me. I have great recommendations.
Yeah, I applied to Barnes & Noble, I think, 5.
I've applied like 5 times. It's horrible. Yeah, 5
times. I just applied again.
Every time I apply, I'm like, I know this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
I know.
Because it's like, who is getting the job? They've usually just don't respond to me, but one time they said, hi, sorry, we're going to look for people who are more qualified. I'm like, I could run your company here. What are you talking about?
I could run your store. I could do the management. You know what I love to do? Alphabetize things, shelve books, and give recommendations. Those are my 3 hobbies.
And every time I'm like, I'm really up to date on current releases. I literally review upcoming books on NetGalley. Like, it's in my head. I'm a cashier at 2 golf locations. I can do the money. I was $40 short a couple days ago, but I'm qualified. I promise. That was only
I know how to do it.
Short.
You know when you get that NetGalley arc that you're like, this is everything to me, and I will like, you're like, I got an email the other day of a NetGalley arc I got approved of, and then I had to go check which one. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I may or may not have gotten approved for the Aristotle and Dante sequel.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
But I got the email and I said, that's not true. And then it was on my NetGalley shelf and I said, oh.
Yeah, I asked them for a physical arc. Usually they just don't respond when they deny you, but I got an email that said, sorry, we can't fulfill your request.
Wait, you can get physical arcs through NetGalley?
No, not through NetGalley.
I just from publishers?
Yeah. But
I'm too insecure to ask.
What?
I'm too shy to email a publisher and be like, hey.
I've been wanting to do that since I was like 12 or 13, and I finally worked up the courage. I got a copy of Rise to the Sun in the mail a couple of days ago. I'm so excited. I emailed the publisher literally in October, and she was like, you sound perfect. I'll give it to you. And then she forgot, and I didn't want to like say, hey, can you give it to me? And I was like, I really want this. So I emailed her again. I was like, hey, remember me?
Hey, it's me, ya boy. Do you remember when you said I was perfect?
I literally strategically pulled up her email from October that said, hey, you're perfect, and responded to that. Hi, I was wondering if this was still possible.
As you should. I think I just colored drumsticks the wrong color, but here's how it's going. If anyone wants a progress picture.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
They are.
Random colors.
Oh, I did that. Hold on. Let's see. I want to show you guys my other ones while we're here. Okay, so first I covered the title page, colored the title page. There's the Pure Boys. Story time. It's one that I did.
Wait, I like yours better.
It's all a matter of preference. It's just color. And there's that one.
They're so cute.
The flower shop one. And then the drum one.
Wait, those are actually really cute. Okay, y'all, you have not reached full peace if you have not gone through the experience of coloring a coloring book late at night while listening to an audiobook.
True.
Like, I actually gain years onto my lifespan when I do that. Bliss. You're bliss.
Yes.
Katie, you've been told to apply to indie bookstores.
I will apply. Well, I'm moving. So, the reason I wanted to work for Barnes & Noble while I was here was because I was going to be moving in 3 months, and I was hoping if I got a job here, I could switch locations when I moved. But since I'll be moving again in like a week, there's a vlog coming after I move. But whatever. Since I'm moving again, but it'll be a little bit more permanent, I'm going to start an indie bookstore.
Look at you. I'm so disappointed because I transferred colleges, and my college is literally in Chicago, but nowhere in like a reasonable radius is there a single bookstore.
Oh.
Besides like the campus bookstore that just sells like the school's merch. And I was like, Chicago is so huge. How is there not a bookstore here? And
that's weird. That's weird.
I know. There's like one bookstore, but it's not like, it's like, you ever like stumble upon like a weird, like strange bookstore that's just like a mishmash of random used stuff.
Like, but it's like philosophy and classics and Patterson.
Yeah. That's so specific, but so right. Like, I love used bookstores, but sometimes I'm just like, yeah, no. These are just like clearance section from Barnes & Noble that no one's touched.
Oh, this is just rejects from people's house.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. I was at a bookstore the other day and I found out that there is a James Patterson collaboration book with James Patterson and former U.S. President Bill Clinton.
There is. Oh my gosh, I've seen that before. And
don't like political thrillers. I don't like James Patterson, but I was this close to buying it and vlogging it.
Okay. Don't flex on us. We've all tried to apply to bookstores. I'm kidding.
We get it. We all apply to bookstores. I am going to go on Indeed right after this and look at what ones are in the area where I'm moving next week.
That's awesome. Well, I hope your move goes well.
It'll be fine.
Thanks for joining.
Big hearts. Big heart.
Look, you have a fan.
I know. Ebony is truly one of my biggest fans. No one else.
You have 5 bookstores in the library.
What? Okay, well, I do live in New York City where I could walk to like 10 bookstores, but that's different. In my hometown, there's one Barnes & Noble, and then one used bookstore that's like all James Patterson and like grandma westerns.
My hometown, I'm in a suburb of Chicago, and we have 2 Barnes & Nobles. Both of them have rejected me multiple times. I just applied again to one location. I wish they would stop rejecting me. And then
I'm more qualified than anyone you have on your staff.
And then there's a used bookstore. It's a Half Price Books. And I would love to work there so badly. I've been going there since I was like 12, but I think you have to be 21 to work there, which is kind of weird. At this like used bookstore, Half Price Books.
Oh, at Half Price Books?
Yeah.
I wish I could buy Half Price Books, but also I'm glad
I have to be 21.
Yeah, what are they doing? Selling alcohol
at the Half Price
a bar? Half Price books and beers?
I'm sure that would be an idea people would be very fond of.
There is a bookstore somewhere in this huge city that is a bookstore and a bar.
That's so cool.
And I'm like, only in Manhattan.
Yeah, when I've traveled to New York like twice, and every time I'll go to like the bookstores there because there's so many over there.
Yeah.
And like it'll get to the point that like I'll have so many books with me that when it comes time to get on the plane, I'm just shoving books in my carry-on, in my pocket, anywhere because they don't fit my my suitcase.
That was like when I moved, I was on a book buying ban. I was like, you're not allowed to buy anything. You're not allowed. And I currently have like 8 books, and I sent like 9 home with my mom 2 weeks ago when she visited me. So clearly the book buying ban lasted.
Okay, so excuse me, what? Half Price Books throws their books away? Why?
Oh, that's terrible.
They could donate them to me or anyone who actually
a library or a lot of places. An elementary school.
I know. That's wild. I always get so mad about companies just, throwing away their stuff that they can't sell. Like, there's just so many other things you could do with it.
There's so many.
Yeah. Or like food waste. Oh my God. Like, y'all need to get that under control.
Oh, food waste is the worst.
Oh my God.
Something exciting.
What?
Oh, I just checked my Twitter and I was tagged in a book tag.
Oh, how fun is that?
I love when that happens.
Everyone should tag me and everything. Actually, don't tag me. It'll take me 10 years to respond, and then I'll feel bad.
So cute.
I totally agree.
Donate them to schools.
I prefer that much more. It's a lot less wasteful.
Oh, that's cute. That's like at the Strand, which like, have your own opinions. But at the Strand, there's like shelves of $2 books all the way around the front of the store. Like outside. And so it's all just like rejects that don't do well.
This is because I'm your biggest fan.
As we all should be. Anya does the most.
No, like literally, Anya does the most. So you should check out Anya's channel.
It's when Anya will send me a message and be like, "Do you pre-film?" And I'm like, "No." When I upload, it was filmed the day before.
That's better than me. Sometimes I'll just film the day of and hope YouTube Studio gets it together.
I hope YouTube Studio just does best. We're such a mess. Oh, I love it. I love how you can tell who like the messy booktubers are and how like the put together ones are. You can kind of tell.
I want it to be the put together. Like I like to pretend I'm put together. Like I'm consistent. I'll be filming like with my little setup in front of my bookshelf. But we're gonna be real here. I'm always filming. Always at midnight, the day of. No script whatsoever.
No script, just vibes, whatever the worms want.
I know. I'll post like a 10-minute video, but the footage was 45 minutes just because I didn't have a script. So I keep like stumbling over all my words and I'll be like, wow, that sounded ridiculous. Let me redo that. Like,
yeah. Or it'll be like, at least for me, I'm like, I have to do mine in like little clips. So like in my wrap up, every book I talk about is a different clip because if I have like an hour of footage, I won't edit it. But if I have an hour worth of 30-second clips.
See, I've tried to do this where like I plan out my content. I did that for Pride Month, but already like I've like not stuck to it because I just thought of something else. Like my readathon, if anyone's seen it, like the buddy readathon that I came up with, I was not gonna post a video for that. I was not even gonna make it. But then it got attention. And then after getting rid of like one book or one video in the schedule, that's it for the schedule. There's no more schedule anymore. Once I break the schedule, there's no more schedule.
My schedule comes when I make my own schedule. It's like the last video of the last week. I'm like, what am I doing next week? Like, just because I can't just vibe because then nothing will ever get uploaded. But
yeah,
I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll have a vlog that'll go up, and then I'll have something else. Tag.
Okay, and also this message I have up here. My half price books used to have something like that. Not my library. But it was only in like 2014 or 15. So I own an immense amount of dystopian books from like 2010 or 11 because I was like 12 or like 13 when those sales took place. And that's when dystopian was cool. And now I have more dystopian books than I'll ever want to read in a lifetime. I haven't picked up dystopian since I was in middle school.
Yeah, I mean, I did reread all of my old middle school dystopians at the beginning of the pandemic last year. That's what got me back into reading. But I did rewrite. Yeah, because I went on I had like a 4-year reading slump after middle school.
Same. Oh my gosh.
And then I reread, okay, when this author revealed they were a horrible person, like 2 months before, I reread Harry Potter. Okay, yes. Like before all this happened. Now I don't even acknowledge. But that was the first one. And then I reread everything I liked in middle school. And I was like, well, maybe I should read a new book. Well, perhaps there's a new book I can read. And then it never ended.
That's so fun. That's pretty much the same for me. I forgot what got me back into reading. I don't even remember why I created book Twitter. Because I've been on the petite punk book Twitter I have. I started that in the pandemic, 2020. But I've been on book Twitter since I was, how old do you have to be on Twitter? 13?
Yeah, 13.
Okay, so I was on it since I was 12. And well, I know that because my account finally got suspended in like 2017 or 18 because I changed my birthday to my current I changed my birthday to my birthday, and I was like 18 years old at the time. But they were like, well, based on your birthday, you clearly started this Twitter when you were like not 13. So we're just gonna get rid of your account, you liar. So
like, you're a liar. A dirty liar.
Oh my gosh. Chris, while you're here, hello. What's the name, if you remember, what's the name of that bookstore that I have mentioned to you and you've been there and I've been there? The one in New York. I can't remember the name of it. The fun one with the used books. Sorry, that was really specific. We'll see if you know it.
Specific.
Yeah.
My reading slump was like awful too because I wanted to read a book, but I kept trying to force myself to read because I took AP literature in high school, and so then I'm hoity-toity now. I must only read books published before 1830, and it was horrible.
Never me. Never me. I couldn't do it.
I was like, oh, you have to read classics because you're smart.
You
don't. But I had that in my head, and then I was done. So I didn't finish a book for 4 years. I started a few. Jenny?
I swear to God, the reason I stopped reading was because, I mean, like once in a while, I'd read a book like every few months, but like one book, right? I really loved reading in middle school. And then in high school, I would just get embarrassed to read because, like, you know, that's so nerdy. And then I finally found someone who said they really loved to read. So I got so excited. And she was like, what kind of books do you read? And I was like, oh, well, I really like reading like young adult books. And she said, oh, I outgrew that. Like
Never.
And then I was like, I can never admit I like young adult ever again.
Although I used to be like that. When I was in high school, I was like, I can't go look at the YA section in the Barnes and Noble. I must go to the grown-up section. And then I was overwhelmed because I didn't know what any books were. And then I would never buy anything.
Yeah, I pretty much own the YA section of Barnes and Noble, like in my bedroom now. Like it's just hanging out right there.
Your bookshelves are so beautiful.
Thank you. I've been collecting those since those $1 sales at Half Price Books when I was 12.
As you should. As you should. As you should. I thought, since I'm moving again, I get to have a bookshelf this time. And I saw on Facebook Marketplace a free bookshelf within my like area. And I was like, hi, can I have it? And she's like, well, if no one takes it before you get here. I'm like, I want it. I want it.
I don't know if it's just because I grew up on young adults and now I'm just more familiar with them. But to me, like the adult, not genre, target audience, whatever, just seems so much more hard to navigate. Like there's just so much more, you know?
There's so much of it. When I was like, I was going to a bookstore with Kelsey for my read today. We hung out this week.
Those were so cute.
And we went to Barnes & Noble and we both like had this conversation where we were like, the hard thing about the adult fiction section is that it's so diverse in terms of like content and story and all these things. Like there's some adult books that are like younger, but there's also some adult books that are about divorce. you know? And it's like, okay, well, I don't want to read about that because I'm 20 and I don't relate to being 31 and divorced. But then there's books like The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which are very fun for everyone.
Yeah.
But that's technically an adult book.
Now I have a totally random off-topic question. Just like as you're talking, did you know Kelsey beforehand, or did you meet Kelsey on?
Okay. Well, we met through the BookTube verse.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool!
Right, and then we've been like really tight because we were like in group chats together, and then like I kept bugging her to do live shows with me. And then we kept sabotaging other people's live shows. So then she texted me like a month ago and was like, I will be in the city. Would we like to hang out? And I said, we would like to hang out.
That is so cute.
There was going to be like collab videos, but then we got too lazy. So
no, that is so cool. I've been talking to strangers on the internet way longer than I should have, you know, at a young, impressionable age. But I've always just wanted to meet someone online so badly.
It was really fun. And I would 10 out of 10 recommend to anyone.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone knows Sid. Her username is Sid the Reader.
I saw that you guys are going to that concert.
Sid is trying. So we went over this. I cannot drive. Yes, I'm in my 20s. It's not happening anytime soon, and it's okay. But because of that, and it's happening. Like Sid and I already bought tickets. Like I've already paid her $50. Sid is coming to Chicago where I live. She is driving 11 hours from her hometown to Chicago. She is picking me up. Now, I'm a little goody two-shoes who doesn't like to miss class. So we specifically are going to a concert in Michigan because that's when it's on the weekend, because she offered to drive to Chicago to go to the concert in Chicago. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do this. This is on a Wednesday. I have school.
Tonight, I need to go to bed.
Pretty much. And she was like, okay, so I'm going to pick you up in Chicago. We're going to drive 3 hours to Michigan. And then I'm going to drive you immediately back. So that way you don't miss classes. And then I'm going to drive 11 hours back home.
That's the cutest thing ever.
It's so fun. I was like, if I accidentally write a debut novel, like a debut YA novel out of this, don't be surprised.
Like, don't be shocked. It's fun because we'll be moving to, my next move is to Southern California in like the LA area, where like a lot of the people I know through BookTube live. So there will be collabs. Mm-hmm. Like Catherine from Catherine's Over. I send her things all the time. Like, haha, collab number 857.
We need to have some organized event for meeting booktubers. Isn't that, what's the thing in New York?
Let's bring back BookCon and Book Expo just so that way all the small booktubers can hold hands.
I've been really wanting to go to that, but it's always like while I'm still in school and I really can't have a trip there. I'm always surprised there's nothing in Chicago because that's just such a
right. It's a central area.
There's literally nothing. I've been Googling it for years.
Yeah,
Maury, whether I will walk to your state, fear not.
I feel like I will walk. Let me put on my walk shoes.
You got a fan.
I'm the most boring person in the whole world. I know I put out that I'm really cool, but I do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
What I did today, homework. And I scrolled TikTok. All I did all day.
Thank you. Perhaps I will write it someday. Maybe for what's it called? NaNoWriMo?
NaNoWriMo.
Perhaps. I tried to do it last year. I wrote maybe like a word.
What word? Being in the community but not wanting to be a writer. Like I'm not a writer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I have written like fan fiction at points.
Me.
But
okay.
I'm not a writer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because everyone's like, I'm working on this. I'm like, what? Y'all know how to word? No.
I have to pick this off this live stream soon because I literally have an event in like an hour. I have to go see my coworkers. They're having a coworker thing. But we're not kicking off yet. You mentioned fanfic. You want to hear the wildest story?
Yeah.
My first year of college, remember, I was only there for a year because I transferred. We were talking about like Percy Jackson. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. I would never tell anyone this, but I guess we're friends now. I used to write Percy Jackson fanfic when I was like 12 years old. It was like rated G fluff, but it was there on the pad. And she was like, no way, that's so funny. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's true. And I showed her it. She had read it when she was a kid.
Small world, small internet, you know?
I was like, you have to be lying.
Small world. I wish I could be like, oh, I wrote fanfic a long time ago. Like, no, I did write Grishaverse fanfic in the last 3 months.
That's so funny. Also, I keep muting myself because someone just came home and I don't know if they know I'm live. But
yeah, I will talk.
Here is the bookstore I was talking about in New York. Have you heard of Book Off?
I'm just gonna have to go. I have 1 week left,
okay.
So I'm going.
You're gonna have to go. Chris just said that she recently picked up 6 books for less than $20. When I went there, I got books for like.
Well, maybe I shouldn't go for that reason.
$3 each. It's so good.
Okay. Oh, it's close. Oh, I could walk there. Oh, I'll go.
It sounds like you have to go. Is what
I'm
hearing. Katie.
No, I will not share it. But if you find it and you tell me that you think you found it, I will confirm or deny. And I will be honest.
Well, I'll bully Katie until she.
If you know my favorite opinions on certain ships in the Grishaverse, it's very easy to figure out what I wrote for.
You know how people like do like face reveals and stuff? Where's your fanfic reveal? We're waiting.
No.
Maybe Katie, you never know.
I have not written an R-rated anything. 13 at best.
Yeah, the characters are like 14.
Ew, wild. Age them up. I'll
Look,
vlog
you get more requests. Vlog your book club trip.
I love to vlog.
I'm so bad at vlogging because, like, I don't know, whatever I do with the way I hold my camera, I'll look at the footage and, like, I'm covering the microphone or it sounds like a robot. I'm like, what? How did I go wrong here? Like, what did I do wrong?
Like, what? How did I mess this up?
And I'll just put like a little comment. Sorry, I sound like a robot. I don't know why.
I mess this up. That's me every day.
We all want all the Katie contents.
Oh no. Oh no.
You're gonna have to post once a day now to keep your fans satisfied. Twice a day, maybe.
What's that event where you like vlog every day? That sounds horrible to me.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking. Are you talking about like the book thing?
Is it Vlogmas? Is that what they do? Yeah, I could.
Absolutely not. Maybe if it was just vlogging, sure, but the fact that you have to like edit and upload, absolutely not.
Yeah, if I could post raw footage, believe it, I would.
Yeah, if I could just post it straight from my camera roll, we'd be golden. Yeah.
From the camera roll to the YouTube.
Yes, Bookmas.
Bookmas. I will not be participating in Bookmas anytime soon.
Yeah. This is so random, and I guess I can talk about it because it's my channel. But like, I was literally thinking about people who vlog often, and if anyone grew up watching Dan and Phil, they used to post like a 45-minute gaming video every single day on like during Christmas or Halloween, and now I'm just thinking about it. They're poor souls,
right?
You should come up with your own thing.
Yeah, okay. Make it your own.
And I will support wholeheartedly.
Yeah. I mean, I won't participate because I can't do something every day, but I support you. Like emotionally, I'll promote it.
We'll watch all the videos, spam the comments.
Like everyone participate in this, but it won't be me. But it has nothing to do with the actual concept, just that I have to do something every day.
Okay. I apologize. I think I'm going to have to kick everyone off right now because my event thingy, I have not been invited to a thing for the entire year. So I need to try on every single piece of clothing I own. You know how it is.
Completely.
So, but I appreciate it very much, everyone who has joined. I know this just turned into a random conversation, but oh my gosh, hold on.
What did we expect from us? We weren't. I'm sorry, you can deal with that. I was just piggybacking and talking for you.
Darn, I was so close right now as I was ending things. But yeah, this is technically for our read along for the Alice Oseman books. So we're having a live show tomorrow to discuss Heartstopper if anyone's interested. I had a lot of fun with this, so I will probably peer pressure Katie into having more live discussions with me.
Come on my channel too.
Yeah, no, it's your turn. No, you take it. We'll do a bit more coloring, perhaps. Okay. Again, no peer pressure. No need to purchase things if you don't want to. But
it's $10.
It's not even $10. It's like $9 something. It's probably $10 after tax. But
shipping is free. Free shipping.
It's so cute. Wait, stay again. I'm taking another screenshot. Okay, look at how gorgeous we are. I'm going to post those. But yeah, I need to skedaddle, folks. I stayed a half hour longer than I said just because we were having a blast. But
we should do this in the middle of each book we read.
Let's do it. Perfect. And
okay, there's
have it on your channel next time.
Okay. Cool.
We will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. But thanks again for joining. Peace. Goodbye. And now let's begin the awkward seconds where the broadcast